Just to clarify one important thing, if you are unsure and uncertain about your purpose on this journey, rest your soul. Why? Your soul is your purpose. So don't be fooled by social conditioning and massive following and whatnot. Yes, there are people who are truly embodiment of their purpose here. But there's also many trash. We're all aware of it. So some person that we will never even know existed on this journey will have more purposeful and meaningful life than many who are here with massive following, but deep down, so to say, screwed. So if you are unsure about your purpose, rest your soul. Your soul is your purpose. Whatever it is that you want more of on this journey, go out in life and give to others. Presence, awareness, listen, be there, feel and share. And through the power of presence, you will also be led on this journey with certainty so clear that it's impossible to make a mistake. Many people are stuck because they are afraid that they will make mistake. But when you realign and recalibrate, there's zero chances that you will make mistake. I mean, nobody is making mistake because everyone is where they are supposed to be based on beliefs, their willingness to elevate, their willingness to observe themselves daily, a moment by moment on the emotional scale, and to, through the feeling at the moment, know whether or not they are moving upward or downward on the emotional scale. So, but if you want to have a little push from the life, from the universe, it's good to, whenever making decisions or choices about next step on the journey, it's good to affirm and to say, thy will be done, not mine. And that's it. Nothing else to add to this sentence. Whenever you are pondering whether or not to do this, do how you feel at the moment, but affirm, thy will be done, not mine. Because thy will be do through you, doing through you all things impossible to man, but for God natural and easy, like you're breathing this day. And everything, as I say, should be natural and normal for you, like the air you're breathing. So make some you can do it and write it, for example, in some frame for pictures, and write health, wealth, love, happiness, whole life success, whatever it is, reverse staging, healing at the deepest cellular level, whatever it is, write it, because there's great power in writing with your own hand. Write it and put it somewhere where it will catch your attention during the day. so that you are reminded that in your life all those things that many put on pedestal and expect them to be hard and then wonder why they are hard, you should remind yourself daily that all those things for you come naturally and easy, like the breath and the air that you're breathing. It's kind of sad how many people, me included, and if I weren't chosen and if I didn't accept the mission that was assigned for me, would 100% complete this journey completely unaware, in all kinds of tremendous suffering and torture by my own mind. I mean, whoever tells you that even when you go through enlightenment and awakening, you will not experience challenges, please know that those people are lying to you and they just want you to be obsessed with them in search for magic formula. The only magic formula and the only magic that you need, as well as all the answers that you need on this journey, are already installed inside you. Standing unshaken in the midst of crashing worlds is what will give you literally like a magic key to open every door. Not even to bother to open them, to allow to open before you whatever it is that you set the intention on. What's good when you know how this inner work and the most powerful tool that you have works is when faced with challenges and something that's unwanted, you no longer freak out like you used to. You no longer have panic attacks. You no longer slip unaware, completely unaware into fight or flight mode. You no longer stay stuck in primal animal state too long. Even for me, from time to time, the old identity wants to re-emerge and to pull me back. But even if I feel it and I, for a moment, experience, I know how to recognize that. That's why leveling up your awareness is so important. You can't change what you can't recognize. If you are unaware and incapable to recognize that former self, that previous identity, how can you change it? It's impossible. Why it is impossible? Because that's your normal. Like for me, for my previous identity, because of early years wrong programming, for me it was normal to expect that life is suffering, life is hard, life is dog eats dog, we live in unfriendly universe. All that BS was installed for me through what I saw from my caregivers. I forgive them because they had zero knowledge about how the game of life works and how they should play it. They were all coming from low self-love, low self-respect, low self-esteem. They were all people pleasers. They were all putting everyone else in front of them. I mean, But guess what? In my lineage, I got the most hard but also most beautiful role in my movie, and that's why I preach God here, and I will preach God and celebrate and repeat that all glory is to God, because He assigned me this mission. First, to be the generational curse breaker, to awaken, to stop the cycle of that repetition in my lineage. All my ancestors were awesome people, meaning they were fighters. I have that in my gene. So I also want to express deep, deep appreciation for their lives. But I also want to say here to all those spirits who are listening and who are right now behind me, I want you to also be aware of that wherever you go, let's say you have something today that you have to accomplish and you need a little boost of energy and power, just remember that as long as you're here and as long as you're breathing, 10,000 souls of your ancestors at least are around you, orbiting and protecting you. That's where those moments where you forgot your keys and you're pissed off because you forgot your keys, but your army of souls, protections of your ancestors wanted you to be late so that you wouldn't lose your life in a car crash and all those things like that. Delays, forgetting, not going, things not going as they should be. Don't see that as obstacles. Those are just your guides and your protectors doing their job. So at this moment, they're with me, and at this moment, as God is speaking through me, they are also a part of this channeling. So my greatest desire was always family. I don't have children. I haven't lost hope to have one, either through natural way or through adoption. All choices and options are included. But what was my biggest pain and my greatest suffering, I now know is also a blessing, because if I did that and I had child naturally earlier, that child would probably be fucked up with all kinds of wrong beliefs. So that's why I say I'm a generational curse breaker, and that's why it had to be so dramatic and challenging, because I had a lot of work to do, and I had many not so pleasant situations in encounters with family members who wanted to keep me stuck at the same level of frequency and generational patterns that used to run on autoplay for centuries. Through the grace of God, even if it was very, very challenging, I got the most beautiful and most rewarding role to say, it is enough. It is enough. That's like that beautiful story. We have one fairy tale, but as I like to say, fairy tales are not fairy tales, they're true stories for those who believe. As well as the question isn't whether or not God speaks to us and through us, the question is whether or not who is listening. So I don't know if you're familiar with that fairy tale. It's story about, how do you call that small animal that has those, just a sec. Let me find the translation. Hedgehog. Small little animal. No, what's that? I wrote wrong. Hedgehog. I don't know. I never heard. In my language, it's yeж. Small little animal with so I meant this, guys. And we have beautiful fairy tale about this animal and its house, where kind of like he was bullied by the other animals from the forest, meaning bears, wolves, foxes, and others who are seemingly more powerful. That's also the illusion. I mean, look at the power and the mass and the appearance of the elephant. But elephant has zero awareness that he can literally crush lion with his one leg. Crush him so hard that just what will be left of lion is one dot of blood. But what we have in real world, we have elephants scared to death from lions. What that speaks to you? Perfect example of identity shifting. Elephant is scared even though he's more powerful and much stronger, but the lion is in the identity of the king of the jungle. So never watch something in front of you as much or more powerful, especially in form of other people, their success. Everyone is just human and everyone is dealing with their own BS and fighting fights you know nothing about. Back to story about this little fella. So everyone was bullying him and making fun of him because he was so in awe with his little tiny house in woods. And whenever they were inviting him to spend time with them in forest to hang out or something, he was always more interested to go home and enjoying his peace. Small tiny house under the leaves, somewhere under some tree. And one day they decided to follow him and to gather more info, so to speak, so that they can bully him again tomorrow in the woods. But when they saw how he approached to his home, how he celebrates his tiny little home, how there is even, I like to say, because I'm introverted, that those things that you put, those rags that you put before in front of your doors, where it's written welcome. I used to laugh that that's the perfect example of how sarcastic I am, because I have also that, and it says welcome, but not everyone is welcome. As I always repeat, I have deep appreciation and love for humanity in general, and I wish for everyone to find out the power that they have inside. But the older I am and the older I get, the more and more I appreciate every second of my existence, and under no conditions, circumstances, or events I am interested in wasting. Literally zero waste of time. Why? It also came as a harder learned lesson. I used to be so unaware of the wealth I have in form of my time. I was so nonchalant. With days, with months, and even years and decades. Well, also big school of life. So the animals from the forest never again bullied a little fella, because they saw how he approached with appreciation and gratitude to his home, where there is welcome, my sweet home, so on and so forth. And it was beautifully arranged and decorated with leaves and branches. And your place is your sanctuary. Your place is your sanctuary. Be extremely intentional and careful with who is allowed at your space, how you treat your space. We take these unseen realms so for granted, but they're not. Energy and stuff, that's something you should not take too lightly. So that's, as I say, soul is subconscious, follow it. While others use nights to drift off and to wind out, use night to rewire your brain. You need at least 30 to 40 nights and days to rewire one limited belief. So please take your pen and paper and be honest and write down where and why you are stuck. What is your limited belief about everything in life? Whether you were raised to believe that everything is hard, and whether you are living from that identity and you are witnessing that reality, or you are willing to let go of that because that's not true, and to step into the most powerful version and identity of yourself that's unapologetically you, that knows that whatever happens, no matter what happens, you will be good. From this place, you know that you always had more than enough. You now have more than enough. what that means. You will always have more than enough. That's putting you in a place of living this journey from knowing that uh, you are on a path of certainty of the goodness of the future. Most are constantly scared, afraid, wondering whether or not their needs will be met through the day, through the week, through the month, through the years and decades, and till the day they leave this physical realm. Of course, they will. As long as you're here, you are guided, safe, protected, and led by power that created you. So try, make an experiment, do nothing next 3 days, literally nothing. Allow yourself to be lazy and come back later and report whether or not you were well off, meaning your needs were met. Of course they were. I'm not suggesting that you should be destructive and do some crazy and stupid shit, but meaning give yourself a credit to just rest and relax. And it's interesting that through rest and relaxation, most of those goals that were long on your wish list come in your lap. I struggled with that most because I come from dog eat dog, we live in unpleasant universe, hustle till you die and bleed in sweat and pain and tears culture. It was so big, and that's why I will preach till the day I die here, because I know how hard that can be and how empty soul can feel. I've been there. I've done that, and nothing was changing. I was literally self-destructive. How much hard I worked, and I had little or zero results from that hustle and dog eats dog mentality. But through the sickness first, God said, this was never how it should be. Let me slow you down. Let me reverse through the sickness your attention from the outside world to your inner world. And that was the beginning of the exploration of how things work, because even if I was aware and I knew that there was strong possibility that I'm signing off from this world, I wanted to go with knowing where did I screwed and fucked up. But it wasn't. One of my favorite saying is, I was done with me, but God wasn't. And this is proof. I was so done with me, but God wasn't. He wanted to show me how easy and good is when I'm completely and fully committed to follow his path, and to whenever I'm in doubt or whenever I have zero questioning about whether or not I'm 100% fulfilling his mission for me, I just allow. I let go. That's let it go. Your way isn't God's way. God has better, much better plans and visions for you. That's that awesome quote from Gabby Bernstein when she says, the secret to prayer is to forget what you think you want. Why? Because we all want so little. Because we were many times when we were children told that who do you think you are? This world isn't spinning around you. It's impossible to be your way and as you wish. Of course, it's possible. Your all desires were given to you because you and only you have the tools and capacity inside you to fulfill them, to live them. Please bring into your mind now some of your biggest desires and tell me how you feel. If you feel that means that some work must be done. But if it feels good thinking about your greatest desire now, that means that you're good and well off on your way. The breaking point and buffer period, the breakthrough, just before the breakthrough, might seem a little off and odd. It might even feel like your resistance and some challenging situations are even more thrown at you. But trust me, that's the final test. And that's like that saying, this is the urge to give up is right before you win. You see that in races where the hardest is that last step over the finish line. What's important for you that at that moment don't be pulled and brought back to old games and patterns, because many might think that you're crazy, that you're cringe, that even you're delusional and so on and so forth. Even if it's so, why? That's awesome. Look at every person that was asked. And there is this one short that I saw when they asked some man, what is the secret of your success? And he said, delusion. I always thought that I was smartest, the best, most awesome person, and so on and so forth. And he witnessed eventually the result of his expectations, because expectations always equals result. If you expect to be hard, if you expect to be impossible, guess what? But if you do the work and shift and do the work and practice the work, because it's everyday practice, it's not one time project. As long as you're here, you will have to upgrade and to deal with you, because wherever you go, there you are. And the first step is responsibility, being able to respond, to cut the game of blame through cutting the tree of blame. And that's when the doors, as I said, that seemed that were closed for you for decades, you don't even have to bother to unlock them. They're opening magically in front of you by the grace of spiritual laws. So the secret to prayer is to forget what you think you want, and whenever in doubt, just repeat, thy will be done, not mine. Thank you for being here, and we'll chat again.